He did indeed, Wolf. He was having a meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and they were talking about the intelligence issue that happened in the Oval Office about a week and a half or so ago. And he said, look, Israel, I never mentioned the word Israel. Of course, no one said that the president did indeed mention that. But Wolf, that confirmed that Russia is still on his mind. It also confirmed one other thing we've been seeing here on the road the last 3 days or so, that the hallmark of the Trump doctrine, at least so far, appears to be flexibility.
President Trump awkwardly pushing back today against reports he shared Israeli intelligence about the Islamic State with Russian officials earlier this month in the Oval Office.
Just so you understand, I never mentioned the word or the name Israel. Never mentioned it during that conversation.
The president veering off script after a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Mr. Trump seems to think their session was over, but Netanyahu draws him back for a longer handshake. Only then does the Prime Minister answer a question about the disclosure of classified intelligence.
Intelligence cooperation is terrific. Thank you, guys.
As White House aides rush to clear the room, the president raises his hands to quiet the commotion, clearly wanting to address the elephant in the room with one of the most important U.S. allies.
Keep up. Just so you understand, I never mentioned the word or the name Israel. Never mentioned it during that conversation. They were all saying I did. So you had another story wrong. Never mentioned the word Israel.
Arriving in Israel on the third day of the president's first trip abroad, a momentary break in the choreography. A subtle sign the Russian investigation back in Washington is on his mind. His visit to the Western Wall, a significant moment in his effort to jumpstart the stalled Middle East peace process.
I want to tell you also how much we appreciate the reassertion of American leadership in the Middle East.
A warm reception for Trump, whose still evolving foreign policy doctrine raising expectations in the Middle East. He outlined a major shift in the U.S. approach to the region Sunday in a speech to Arab leaders in Saudi Arabia.
This is a battle between barbaric criminals who seek to obliterate human life and decent people, all in the name of religion. People that want to protect life and want to protect their religion. This is a battle between good and evil.
The sharpest departure from the Obama administration coming on Iran, the president seeking to rally behind Sunni Arab nations and Israel in their confrontation. Still critical of the Iran nuclear agreement, yet still weighing whether to pull out.
But it was a terrible thing for the United States to enter that deal. And believe me, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, that I can tell you.
In his presidential debut on the world stage, Mr. Trump also diverging from his own long-held views that led to a travel ban now blocked in the courts. After candidate Trump said this last year,
I think Islam hates us.
President Trump striking a far more conciliatory tone.
This is not a battle between different faiths, different sects, or different civilizations.
While Mr. Trump long criticized President Obama for refusing to use the phrase radical Islamic terrorism, he also avoided it before his Muslim audience. Yet he verged off script by saying this.
That means honestly confronting the crisis of Islamic extremism and the Islamists and Islamic terror of all kinds. We must stop what they're doing to inspire, because they do nothing to inspire but kill.
The text of his speech did not include the words Islamic terror. A senior White House official later said he misspoke because he's just an exhausted guy. That rationale likely would not have been acceptable to candidate Trump.
To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina.
Now, there's no question, Wolf, the president seems to clearly be enjoying being out of the frenzy of Washington, away from all those questions about that investigation. He did, however, though, send back two key advisors, Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus, who are working in the White House now trying to get a handle on this investigation. The president, for his part, has more meetings here tomorrow and makes his way to the Vatican on Wednesday. Wolf.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Jeff Zeleny, he's traveling with the president in Jerusalem right now. I want to bring back Senator Chris Coons.